Welcome to the Activation Nation podcast, where we talk all things business, mindset, momentum, and what it really takes to build the life that you love. I'm your host, Mindy Trimble, and if you are ready to get activated, then you are in the right place today. I am joined today by Skylar Fobbs, Skylar, you've been on quite a handful of times this last, 18 months?
Yeah.
It's been fun.
I don't know how I keep on finding my way here, but I thoroughly enjoy it.
It's a ton of fun. It's because you share all the details of all the things and we love it.
Very, very detailed guy.
I like it.
Absolutely. But I guess that also means that a lot of great things from the business standpoint are happening here at LifeVantage. So.
Absolutely. And I mean, it has been a pretty eventful 18 months. I can't even say year because it goes back a little bit further than that. We've had a lot of things going on, a lot of really fun things going on, a lot of successes happening. And so it's fun to have you on here and talk about them.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Well, today we're going to jump right into, we had a pretty eventful kickoff to quarter two.
Yes.
And April 1st and 2nd, we had some big things. We had a product launch of Hydrate, which we've heard quite a bit about the last couple of podcasts and calls and different things like that. And I think that everyone's really excited about them, as they should be. We've had a big event, Momentum Academy, that was awesome.
Yep.
But the biggest thing that we're going to focus on today is what the incentive is that just kicked off that is going through the end of June. So it's a 90-day kind of promotion, a 90-day run. And there's two big pieces to it. And we're going to dive into each one. Mm-hmm. We have our, the overall is the Achiever's Reward is what it's called.
Correct. Yep.
And then the two big pieces to it are our Share Bonus Doubler.
Yep.
And our Rank Advancement bonuses.
Yes.
So let's just kind of, would you mind giving us, I guess, just an overview of what both of those are, what people can take advantage of, and I guess, for lack of a better term, a definition of what those two things mean. Let's start with the Share Bonus Doubler.
Well, just right out the gates, I mean, we're talking about the Share Bonus Doubler within the Achievers rewards, right? Mm-hmm. However, you may get that confused with the Share Bonus Doubler that's actually part of Evolve, right? And then you have...
I'm hearing a lot of similar words here. And I'm guessing there's a rhyme or reason to that.
Yes. And then you have the rank advancement bonus, which we know when rank advancing through Evolve, you typically see an uptick in your commissions. Yeah. So there's a lot of alignment to the Evolve compensation plan. And that's what I love about the incentive that we're running right now with the Achievers Rewards. So,
and they kind of build upon each other.
Yeah.
So it might feel confusing, but the awesome thing is getting some clarity and realizing, it means that there's more in it.
More in it. Yeah. Yep. More in it. More people to be able to qualify for it. Mm-hmm. And so, I'm glad that you said that it may feel confusing because that's our goal is to unconfuse.
Right.
Or that's
words,
simplify.
That's what we're here today for, is bring clarity. Right?
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. So, that's what I get really excited about with this is that it's so closely tied to the Evolve compensation plan. Mm-hmm. And these are key things that we have within the Evolve compensation plan that really helps us drive forward how powerful the business opportunity is here at LifeVantage. So with the Achievers Reward, the first portion that you're talking about, the Share Bonus Doubler, the easiest way to simplify that incentive or that portion of the incentive is that the Share Bonus Doubler means that anyone in their launch period, so you enroll, you have your enrollment month plus the next full 3 calendar months to qualify for this bonus. Essentially what we're saying is we're just opening up that bonus to everyone over the next 2 months, almost 2 months, or a little over 2 months now, through the rest of April, through May, through June, that they could double down on the share bonus. And the share bonus, what is that? enrolling consultants. It's an extra bonus that you get for those individuals that you're enrolling as a consultant on whatever they purchase. But the best part is it's not only what they purchase, it's also what the customers purchase that are personally enrolled to them in that same enrollment month.
Cool.
So the goal with it being go enroll a consultant, get that consultant to go share the opportunity with as many people as possible. And for the customers that they enroll in that first month of their excitement, you're going to be getting bonuses on that as well. And so it really shapes up to the fact of with that doubler, you're actually getting where you might max out at $100 on the cap that's with the share bonus. But with the share bonus doubler, now you have the opportunity to maximize that and get $200
Awesome.
for all of that.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when I can double something that's positive, right? I love that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So let's talk about the rank advancement bonus. So like you said, there's always benefits to rank advancing, right? With the compensation plan.
Yes.
But we're kind of adding a little more into that.
We are.
So what does that look like?
Yeah. So with the rank advancement, I think this is pretty straightforward. Obviously, with the increases of going to different ranks, you have the level bonuses, you have different bonuses that people are now qualified for and that you're qualifying on different individuals. There's a lot of steps to it, but that's typically what we do see when they increase in rank. And typically when you increase in rank, you are increasing your volume, which naturally makes sense. Yeah, that would be more pay. But this is as simplified as it possibly could get. For hitting a new rank, you get a set amount of payout that you're going to be getting for achieving that rank. And it's really cool from all the way from the SC1, so Senior Consultant 1, where it starts at a $150 bonus, all the way up to the top bonus that we're going to be offering at Executive Consultant 1 for $1,000. So there's a broad range of the bonuses that are going to be paid out. But just knowing that rank advancing at any of those different ranks throughout that qualifier of the Senior Consultant 1 to Executive Consultant 1, that they're going to be getting even additional money for the rank advancement.
Well, and I think for me, the biggest takeaway in this is it's not an either or situation.
Yeah.
This is... we already have such a fantastic compensation plan here at LifeVantage, one of the very best. And there's so much opportunity there and there's so much on the table. And this is we're just adding more onto that.
Yes.
It's not, I can take advantage of this for the next 90 days, but then I kind of miss out on that. No, you can take advantage of both during this qualification period, which is super cool.
Yes, no, I absolutely love it. Obviously, I think one of the big pieces kind of going back to the share bonus doubler, that now people could go ahead and earn off of that. I think if people are leveraging this properly, obviously they're going to go out there, they're going to enroll their consultants, and they're going to get that extra 10% that we're offering for those consultant enrollments and what those consultants enroll from their customers in that month. But what's going to be really cool is the individuals that they're onboarding and those individuals being in their launch period, that they get to teach by showing and leading the way from the right behaviors of how to build a business.
Yeah.
This is truly on the job training, and that's the way that you get the most effective training through this amazing opportunity. So I really can't wait to see people lock arms in doing those behaviors, which will again lead to the rank advancements that they'll get those additional bonuses on.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of talk about what it looks like just to try and give a real life scenario. So let's say, we always like to work towards Senior Consultant 1. That's always, that's a big milestone.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to start with that. I'm a Senior Consultant 1. And I enroll a new person with 160 SV of PAC. And that person goes ahead and is excited, on fire. They're super pumped about it. They bring in 3 new people on the same. a pack for 160, let's say the Healthy Edge stack.
Yep.
For 160 SV. What does that end up looking like for me?
I love that. Yeah. And I think that's a really real life simple scenario.
Yeah.
So you enroll your one person, they bring in 3 customers on the same stack of the Healthy Edge. So that'd be 160 times 4. You have 640 in SV in that sense. And the way that I would break this down if I was trying to get someone to understand just how powerful that is during this time, you get 30% off of that 640 SV sell, which would bring you to about $192.
Yeah.
So, I mean, especially the power of that 30%. Yeah. It is broken down from, you have the share bonus plus the share bonus doubler plus you mentioned that they're senior consultant 1. So now they're going to make 10% on their level 1. So it's all these different bonuses, but the simplest way is to put all those together and say, it's 30%. This is how you're going to be able to be rewarded.
Yeah. Because I know as a senior consultant 1, I know I get 10% on my level 1 bonus, right? And I get 10% from Achiever's Reward bonus, which is this.
Yeah.
And I always get my share bonus.
Yep.
And so, you add that up and that's a big deal.
Absolutely. Yeah. Massive. And I think that's the tricky part is that, first off, I will say any compensation plan that is very, very easy to understand from the standpoint of like, you do this, you get this. Yeah. They're not meant to be that simple, unfortunately. But there are ways that we can make them more simplified. Sure. And I think that this is exactly what we did with this incentive is go out there, make your 30%. If you're a senior consultant 1 or above, this is how it breaks down for it being the level bonus, the share bonus, and then plus the share bonus doubler that we're offering through the Achievers Reward.
And I think when you're talking to a brand new person that, hasn't been in it and doesn't understand the compensation plan, isn't, knowledgeable about it, like that leader that is bringing in a new person, it's really nice to have just a simple way to explain it to them right off the bat so that you can kind of take it in chunks. Because as we know, when we get fire hosed with information, that feels really overwhelming sometimes. It is. It's a lot, and it's a lot to absorb. And so being able to have, hey, here's just a quick and easy way to look at it, and then we'll dive in to details as we go. But here's just a look at this scenario. This is a quick and easy way to know kind of where you would be at and what the possibilities are.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that helps simplify things. And, people always with incentives, I mean, that's a very basic scenario, but they want to know how to maximize these things as well. Yeah. So another scenario that I really want people to be well aware of is starting your business on the right foot. You want to make sure that you maximize your business, that you're helping that person coming in, again, on the job training. If you're enrolling them a certain way, you want them to be replicating that throughout their organization of how that process looks. So getting someone started on their business, you want them to come in with all the products, to have as many testimonies in the experience and be a product of the product and all those incredible things. So bringing them in on, let's say, the business pack at $999. So business pack is $999, 750 SV. I love the scenario of what happens when do you enroll 3 consultants on that business pack. What does that look like? And what's the return on their investment in that sense? And again, for a senior consultant 1 or above in this sense, again, that's a 30%. You have 10% from level bonus, 10% from the share bonus, and then 10% coming from the share bonus doubler. And that's where the magic really happens, because now that turnaround is $675 that they get for doing that behavior, giving 3 people on. And
that's significant.
It is. It is in a big way. And we're just talking about like right then and there in that month, if they were to do all of that. Not to mention, what does that mean for your commissions and for your business and the stability moving forward? I think that's going to be,
because then they're getting a amazing experience with being
Yes.
able to try out a lot of the products
Yep.
from that.
Yep.
So they're getting that experience. They're also earning their, like, it really brings them in with a great experience right off the bat. And you're teaching them how to do that themselves.
Correct. And I think that's the key piece that I've seen in all my years of being in this industry, is that there's not enough weight put into whatever your experience that you're giving to your consultant. That is very much what they are going to be pushing down the line. And I think that's something that people look over way too quick. They don't understand that really does have a lasting effect on people.
Their first experience.
That first experience is crucial. And that's very much what gets replicated, as I mentioned, throughout. So it's kind of one of those things that I would compare it similar to with your kids.
Yeah, being a parent.
Yeah, you may, they're
sure.
not going to remember that, or that's not going to stick. But habits, good or bad,
pick up on them.
100%. So,
it's happened to me many times where I go, oh shoot, that's what you remember. But it's very true. It happens, and you want them to model the good things.
Absolutely.
Right. And you want people to take away like a really positive first experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you want your kids to be active, and you want them to make sure that they're going to the gym and eating healthy, and that they understand the impacts of those. So how are you showing up for your children, and how are you showing that? And your business is very much the same of those replicatable habits that you
and trying
see.
to just set them up for success.
Yes.
You're trying to help them to be able to kind of launch onto their own and know what to do and be able to have the tools to be successful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, okay, Skylar, what I think, like, I'm super excited about this promotion. I think that it's amazing. There's so much on the table there for people. What would you tell somebody that is like, okay, I am on fire. I want to really like do this. I want this Q2 to be hugely successful for myself and my team. What would you tell them to do differently over the next 90 days to really maximize this opportunity?
Yeah, I think it would go back to, right back to what I was mentioning earlier, that don't just go out there and tell your team to go run for this. Go show them by example how to maximize this and how to leverage this. Because it's going to do a couple different things. It's going to go ahead and show them that it's possible, and that they'll be able to believe that, you're not asking them to do something that you're not willing to put in the work or that you're not able to do. Right. And I think that's going to be really crucial. But also what this does is it sets up, coming out of this incentive, when it isn't being offered to everybody else, you will have people that will continue to be in their launch period out of this, that they will be earning these same bonuses, and getting those right behaviors instilled in the onboarding of your team is going to be crucial to really leverage the share bonus doublers and the launch period and everything that we offer. And if you're onboarding properly, everything should be focused on the share bonuses when someone's just getting started. That's why the plan was created the way that it was. It's just, we need maybe this incentive to remind people and to give that refresher. And it's really exciting, but not to mention the rank advancement bonuses. Those are absolutely crucial.
Well, and let's kind of talk about that, because we're talking about, you gave a couple of scenarios of, let's say, I brought in 3 people with a business pack, which are 750 SB. Yeah. And we kind of talked through the numbers on that, of the 30% that I would earn and those kinds of things. But when you're thinking about that amount of volume, very likely that is going to help me to rank advance and bump me up to the next rank. Yep. And so I'm earning that extra, I can't remember what you said. Was it 645? Is that
675?
675. Yeah. There we go. 675 doing that. And let's say I rank advance that month, then I'm also getting a rank advancement bonus. And Skylar, kind of, you you kind of brushed over that a little bit. Let's like just lay it out because it's so simple.
Yeah.
And we really tried to like make this as simple as possible. But you said all the way from $150 to $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about what's in between that. So we've got like what SC1 is $200.
So yeah, SC1's $150. And so why we chose $150 is that when new senior consultant one reaches senior consultant one in their launch period, they get $150 bonus. That's part of the Evolve plan. So that's where it felt right to anybody that's hitting senior consultant.
So wait, so let me ask you this. So if I'm in my launch period, and I hit SC1, which means I'm probably getting some of the share bonus things. I'm earning, my launch period bonuses, which is really awesome.
Yep, part of the Evolve plan. Yep.
I automatically get 150 hitting SC1 because I'm within my launch period.
Yep, from the Evolve plan.
First 90 days from the Evolve plan. I will also, if it's before June 30th, will get $150 from the rank advance bonus.
Correct. Yeah. So they actually double down.
So $300 potentially on the table for me to earn just from rank advancing within my launch period to SC1.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So,
okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. And if someone really maximizes this during this time frame, that's going to be where it's going to be is with the people that are in their launch period that want to go ahead and get that double launch period SC1 rank advancement bonus.
And we've talked about this, I think, many times on in different conversations, but we know that getting people to certain points and helping them to earn within their first 90 days increases their chances of being successful, hitting other ranks, doing all the things that we're hoping that they will do.
Yeah.
It like just hugely, it increases their chances of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think my favorite stat that I really am drawn to, because I think sometimes people, they set up expectations that like, oh, well, that's really fast if someone gets to SC1 and they create 2,500 in volume in 90 days. That might be too much to be asking of someone. And so that's why my favorite stat that I am always talking about is that actually of the individuals that do reach senior consultant one in their launch period, 60% of those individuals are doing it in the first 30 days.
Yeah.
And I think that really stands out to me because the chances are if they're going to do it, it's going to happen. It's going to be those go-getters that are just going to come out the gates and hit it hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's shoot for the 30 days. If it takes up to the 90 days, they still get a reward, which is great. But also don't think that it's not possible because the numbers show quite the opposite.
It's something that I really love, and I think this applies in so many different areas, but really like specifically here as you are talking to people, presenting the opportunity and bringing them in, never make the choice for somebody.
Correct.
So don't ever let that hesitation take over of, I feel like that might be too much, because then you're kind of making that decision for them.
Yeah.
Present it to them and let them make the decision to run or not.
Yes.
And I think that is just a great kind of rule of thumb when, you're looking at this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's huge. But yeah, as you were mentioning, I mean, it doesn't just stop there for the SC1. You get that $150 bonus. And then obviously the doubler if you're going to be, or the double down on that $150 from the Evolve plan and from this Achievers Reward. But then at SC2, you get 200, SC3, 250, MC1, $500. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
A little extra $500. Plus, that's your first month to qualifying for Girl Summit, all those incredible things. And then you have MC2, $600, MC3 it would be $750, and then EC1 getting $1,000, which is really, really awesome to get that additional bonus.
This is outside of your regular commissions and what you're earning from the from Evolve.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And everything based off of the rank advancements is around rank advancing past their recognition rank. So for those of you that aren't familiar what your recognition rank is, that starts from January of 2025 and runs through to today of whenever you're listening to this podcast until the end of June. But essentially whatever is the highest achieved rank in that time frame, that's the rank that you're setting your sights on going the rank above that.
I like it. Well, so let's just kind of break it down. And if you had to really simplify, and I know you've mentioned a couple of times some different things that would surround this, but if you had to simplify this into and break it down to kind of a weekly game plan, what would that look like, or what would you recommend people to do?
So there is in your back office, go to your reports, detailed genealogy, and there's a column that you could select to make sure this is over on your reporting. And the column is essentially the recognition rank. I think that's going to be really crucial because you need to know where everybody in your organization currently stands as far as their recognition rank so that you know how to help them to make more cash during this time frame with the incentive. So I think that would be number one. Know who you are working with within your organization. Make sure that all of those individuals are aware of the money that they're capable of earning by rank advancing. But then that's where you kind of, it has to be about them.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work if it's about, all the money I can make. So helping them get what they want will in turn get you what you want.
And I think that plays right into what you mentioned earlier about leading by example.
Yeah.
Modeling, not just teaching it to your teams and saying like, okay, now go run for this.
Yeah.
Doing it yourself and saying, hey, do you want to run with me?
Yeah.
To do this. This is the opportunity. This is what's available to you. You want to run with me and do it.
Yep. Yeah. So I think that would be key. And then staying in control of your business with the bonuses that are to offered. Time and time again, I have seen a lot of incentives do great. I have seen some incentives not do so great.
Sure.
And the difference between the incentives isn't so much about, oh, well, it's the cash that's being given, or it's the trip or the reward or all those different things. It's what you make of it.
Yeah.
What do the consultants make of it? How are they promoting it? How are they talking about it? How are they simplifying? Are they recognizing people about it? It really all falls on the field's shoulders of maximizing the true potential. And go ahead.
Oh, no, go. I was just going to say, and like based off what you said too, if you think about like some incentives flop, some do great. And sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't really want to run for that because I didn't love that gift, or I didn't love that. I wasn't really interested in that location, whatever it might be. And of course we've all thought that, right? There's always, it's not going to, one thing's not going to appeal to everyone. But when you zoom out a little bit and look at the bigger picture, regardless of what the item is or the thing that is being given, it's really about growing your business overall.
Correct.
So regardless of what the gift is that quarter or for that incentive, the bigger gift is it grows your business.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and I think that's a great point. So everybody that wants to maximize this is put yourself in the shoes of that brand new person getting started.
Yep.
Because essentially this is your chance to relaunch your business.
Yeah.
So identify the people that are in your business that want something more, that want to take advantage of these bonuses. Maybe you're going to have some runners that you could go ahead and lock arms with. Maybe you won't have any. And that's when you need to go find more people to bring into your business to go ahead and maximize it. But the individuals that over the next, what are we at now? Like 67 days, something like that.
Yeah.
But essentially over the next couple months, if they build to this as relaunching their business, I truly do believe that they will look back on this incentive being the spark that set their whole 2026 breakthrough through the roof.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that that's just the thing. And we know that in this business, we know what we do now really we see show up in a couple of months. Yeah. And so this is a great opportunity to benefit from the extra cash that's on the table, but also like really try to set things up for the upcoming months and the year and set up your business to how you want it to be. So, well, Skylar, thank you so much. And I think, there was one thing that I would love if you shared one more time for our listeners, and it's where they can go in their report to find the people what rank they're at to help their team.
Yeah. So they just go into your back office, go to reports. It's going to be in your detailed genealogy. You're going to need to go to your columns and make sure that you have it filtered properly to have the column showing for the recognition rank. And that's where you could identify who it is, what they need to do to get to that next rank to make sure that they're maximizing these rank advancements. Oh, and that's one other thing that I forgot to mention is that these can be stacked on top of each other. So if they go from
another win,
if they go from consultant 3 all the way to senior consultant 3, they're now taking advantage of the SC1 bonus, the SC2 bonus, and the SC3 bonus. Say that 3 times fast. But all of those bonuses together, which would be leaving them with about $600 just for those 3 rank advancements. So that's fun.
Cool. Plus the doubler portion that they're going to be getting and all the other things. That's really cool. I love that. Well, you have between now and June 30th to take full advantage of the Achievers Reward, which is, again, the share bonus doubler and the rank advance bonuses. So I know that those of you that lean in during this window are the ones who really will create big momentum for their business, kind of like we talked about. It's really about the long-term goal and thinking about that. So I hope that all of you take all of the things that we talked about today and put a really simple plan in place. We tried to make this as simple as possible and put as much out there for you as we could. So go to work. Skylar, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for breaking it down and making it as simple as possible for everyone to understand.
Yes, thank you, Mindy. And thank you, Activation Nation. Love you guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information.